And what we are doing, what we are speaking is not a theoretical idea. What we are speaking is something which GyanNidhi has already proved the POC in the last 4 to 5 months. Mr. Anil, what you do, the GyanNidhi events and the skill certificates, the job offers, whatever you got, it's a link, you paste it here. Along with all this one, you send it. So we have successfully seen this type of industry skill course, industry oriented theory application lab knowledge, tool knowledge will increase employability. This is established. This is not a theoretical idea that we are talking to you. And if you ask, sir, do you take a guarantee that all these people take, get their jobs? I will say answer is no. We don't take guarantee. It depends upon, see, it is a direction in which we are trying to show, but the chances become fairly high. When you look at the curriculum, you just go and ask ChatGPT and Gemini, give it, if somebody complete this course theory and assignments, what will be its increased chance of hiring in the core industry comparative to a candidate who has not taken this course? You would get the answer. But one thing is sure, I am telling to my HR, as on today Unistring is 600 plus, we are likely to go to some 800 plus in the next 1 year. What I told to our HR team that, Dr. Vishnu and other people, boss, next year you don't go to colleges. Let enough number of colleges take the course. In the course only, whomever doing active participation, give job letters to them in the first, second week or third week, the moment you find a good candidate. And during some time, I think GyanNidhi is going to do presentation. They have tie-ups with hundreds of electronic companies. They all will line up in terms of hiring these candidates. But I am saying on paper, neither UTS nor GyanNidhi is taking any commitment that we will give 100% jobs to your students. But the chances are fairly high. And conducting the interviews, okay, whatever you see the GyanNidhi MOU, when you see, they say that they will conduct an interviews with the companies, but they will charge from the other companies. They will not charge from UTS, because UTS is a partner in delivering these codes. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we discussed. I told why, can you go to next, please? I think this is the agenda. So this all I told, that all our youth, what happens, how many of them are rejected in the interview saying you don't possess the design skills, you don't possess the application skills. And the examination system, which is more of a by-hearting nature. On other side, industries, we give accounts to all our employees, ChatGPT, nothing need to be by-hearted. These two, there is a lot of differences there. Of course, we are talking to AICT, we are talking to UGC, we are talking to ESSCI to improve our examination system, but those all things to change, it will take some time. The best thing is the skill courses can fill the gap. Okay, can you go next? Now this is one of the core belief system what UTS founders, me and Dr. Nagendra, and we all strongly believe. And I would like to share wherever I talk to the, wherever I get a chance to speak to students and faculty and all. See, we are strong believers that we carry genetic intelligence. Okay. If we don't have genetic intelligence, why Microsoft is being led by an Indian origin person? Why Google is led by an Indian origin person? Why all the top 100 companies, the key CEOs, CTOs and vice presidents and all are like that? So we possess an extremely, why Silicon Valley is full of all Indians only, what we are talking about. But only thing, if you look at this, let me just give a picture about, what is this figure about? This figure is on a logarithmic scale. It is a time compressed. Logarithmic means you understand, like, what happens, the first one digit is the 1000 years history, because we have too less data in terms of what happened from the 1 AD to 1000 AD. It's compressed into one single unit. Then 1000 to 1500, 1600, those are all years. And this is showing up to 2008. You can clearly see until the Britishers entered, in spite of lot of exploitation by the Muslim invaders, in spite of that, until the 1700, until that 1600, India and China, the red color is the China and the orange color is the India. Can you help me to put the mouse at the appropriate place, Dr. Vishnu? Till there, the kind of, till the line of 1500, 1600, you see the GDP contribution of the India. It is the India which actually taught the entire. So if India is being called as a Vishwa Guru in different contexts, whether some European historians like it or not, but it is the same European historians actually, they say that all the technologies which Europe has built, all the concepts of this, the solar system, there you have 9 stars and all, we know that in 4000 years before, 3000 years before, you see them in, Vedas, and you see in our, all our, ancient books only. So naturally it means that the Indians are this one. So during 1500, 1600, our knowledge base traveled across Europe, traveled across different countries, okay. And the Britishers who wrote these history books of the Indian history, they told it is you guys have not invented anything. All the inventions came from Europe. So naturally we understand whomever writes the book, it will be like that. It will be similar to a political party who say that, who has developed, let's say, if you ask Telangana and TRS, if you give freedom, who did Telangana development, who did Hyderabad development, TDP would have one version, and Congress would have its own version, and this one. So naturally, when the history is being written by the same Europeans, and we are studying that history, but what I strongly feel, we possess an extremely high genetic intelligence. But post-colonial era, post British era, all our people have become highly, what is that called, social, I mean, we are missing security. Everybody wanted some money, everybody, missing that some jobs are not there, we have a more population and all. So now we stopped making choices. That is seen today in today's students mindset, not only student, average Indian mindset. Today we don't make choices. I like this, I will do this job. I want to do this, I will do this. No, if Python has more jobs, everybody will join Python. Okay, if SAP can give more jobs, everybody will go to Amirpet and maybe what is that called, SAP they will learn. So if, let us say, wherever there are more jobs, we will go. Going to United States, MS will give you an assured job in Silicon Valley, the chances are high. Even a family who has only wealth of some 20-30 lakhs, they will take 1 crore loan, and this boy will go to United States and all. So we post independence, our mindset has not taken a courageous decision making capability. But now we are seeing with the geopolitics, you do not know when the international people, already you know that 10 years before and 8 years before, you saw what happened in Australia. You know what is happening in Europe. You know what is happening in United States now. Naturally, until somebody gets benefit, they will welcome you. But at a barrier level, they stop welcoming you. India has to realize now, we have to build our own electronics. We have to increase our GDP. We should not, rather than thinking of we are exporting manpower and importing the items and increasing dollar to INR, that laptop which cost $600 in United States, due to dollar value increase, that silicon chip increase, and Nvidia stock increase, and there is that Micron DDR memory increase. Now just 1.5 months, 2 months before, we were buying at 35,000, i3 laptop 40,000, now we have to buy it 50-60,000 and all. So this extreme foreign dependency we have to come out. It means our mindset, our engineering college mindset has to come out with IT to non-IT and manufacturing, product design, development. This has to come in all engineering departments. The electrical professors should think about, why can't we make our own EV vehicles? Why can't we make our own solar panels? Why can't we our own tidal energy and all? All our economy is heavily dependent on the energy. Electronics companies should think, why don't we make our own microcontrollers? Why don't we make our own Nvidia GPU? If not today, I'm talking a decade after. Unless we start thinking like that, that orange line what you see will remain like that only. China has come through the same phase. You see 1940, 1950, the thicknesses will look comparable in China. So they actually believed, I mean, it is good that Chinese do not know much of the English. The biggest sin that Britishers left to us, the biggest damage that Britishers left to us, that they made a lot of our intelligent people to speak English. And once we know how to speak English, we started doing body shopping in New York and UK, Germany and all. We are more busy in making websites and all, and we lost our capability of product building. Otherwise, the Indian engineers' product building capability was demonstrated long ago. The iron pillar which is standing there in Delhi, is an example of basically how strong our metallurgy could be. Okay, metallurgy could have been basically. So we are not doing that. Okay, we are importing a lot of things. So this means the core engineering branches have to come out of IT mindset. And we are strongly, we UTS and GyanNidhi are saying that as a faculty, you must take up small industry research projects, 50,000, 1 lakh, 20,000 of PCB design, small embedded design, lot of R&D industries need support. So can you go to further slide? I think I spent a lot of time on it, but I want to clearly see that unless we feel it is possible, our generations don't change. And this has to start with small steps. You let the industry to teach one course and see for 1 year, will it change something? Give a chance to industry that, this is what industry wants. We will only tell what to do. You take participation. Slowly the AICT, UGC norms, reducing the theory, increasing the practicals, increasing the AI ready job skills, all that are required. And it is in a good shape now. The last 1 decade, if you see, with a lot of government initiatives, it is in a good shape. But the all industries today has only one complaint: we are not getting manpower. Let me tell you, today money is not a limit for the Unistring or Zen. The only limit, what is limiting, is the qualified manpower. I am not taking 10 crore, 20 crore, 100 crore projects just because we don't have good manpower. And getting good manpower is a challenge for every industry today. And that is only possible to solve in engineering colleges. Okay, can you go next? So these are the key. So I mean, one of the important things we as engineers have to take pride. See, in society, you understand, doctors, when you basically, like, if you see the people who actually build everything, they are the engineers. Products, so doctors, lawyers, they're all into different. I know that all of them are important in society, but the core productivity, the core GDP actually comes from the engineers. So we engineer build, let us say, rails, we engineer build infrastructure, we build buildings, civil engineers, we make good engines and EV vehicles and all productivity GDP comes from the engineers only. Okay, can you go next slide, please? Yes, this is the most important slide. Unless the average college faculty in India engineering changes, Indian GDP is not going to grow, Indian productivity is not going to grow. We will not come out of this service mindset. The Indian industry today has a service mindset. All the big giants in Indian industry, they are very happy in taking service orders. They will execute service order. Could it be VLSI? Could it be embedded design? Could it be website? Anybody want to do service? Service means, I don't want to take any long-term R&D risk. You give me one project which is 6 months. I'll pay 60,000 to my employee and I will bill you 1 lakh. He has these skills. This is only what Indian industry as on today is capable of doing majorly. Not only in IT, either in VLSI. Products we can't make. Microcontroller we can't make. So we have to come out of that. And it is the only faculty which you can influence the society. No one else can do it. Even industry can't do it. Because by the time somebody comes out, naturally he will have 3-4 options. He is confused. So unless the student is motivated, unless the student is inspired that you have to understand your talent, learn theory and apply, do quality mini projects, do quality major projects, do everything on your own, learn from Stanford, NPTEL, these industry videos, etc., etc. Unless you mold their mindset, we don't know where engineers are. The engineers are standing in security guard job interviews also. So it is we have to improve, means it is only faculty who can make change to this society. Can you go next slide? Okay, now this is another problem. On one side, you guys are loaded. Other side, same college management will ask you what you are doing. You are only doing teaching. You are not doing any R&D. For NABL accreditation, you have to show R&D. You have to show paper publication. For, let us say, writing a DRDO research project, you should know this one. The purpose of these skill courses is not only to do hand holding of the students, but also to do hand holding in the engineering faculty. Unistring has already put up in the AICTE for the faculty. We want faculty to come and learn from our industry, and this is the best way, because naturally, you want to leave the college and come. Like the point is, naturally, if you are a good guy, you are dependable. If you are dependable, college will not allow you to come out, because you have to teach, you have to keep the reputation high. This model of industry skill courses will permit you to do both the things. So you can do your R&D needs, you can complete your PhD, you can guide your PhD well. Let me tell you, the Indian PhDs today are not valued by the industry. I am telling very openly, if a PhD guy comes, I am putting at the last for the job application, because we have noticed that the PhDs are just working for the namesake of PhD. At least BTechs and MTechs are better. But the point is, all these are because application is missing. Tools is missing. That is what we want to cover in our industry courses. Can you go next? Yeah, this is the most important role, and the first favor that you can do to your college is representing in your board of studies, representing in your meeting, saying that there is a company which says that they are not charging money, they want to offer a course, but unless it is a credit course, students will not be interested, student will not be serious in learning. Otherwise, already Udemy is there, Stanford is there, NPTEL is there. Why students are not doing? Students are already, sir, I am doing 6 courses, I am busy. If this industry course becomes 1 out of the 6, then only they will be interested, otherwise they will not be interested. So please, and one more most important thing, if any TPOs are in this call, let me tell you, TPO is the most valuable entity, most important entity in the entire college. Most of the times TPO role is neglected, HOD role is neglected. I mean, some colleges TPO not active, HOD does it. Why? What is the reason? The reason is, in an engineering college, if you are producing an individual with a BTech degree or MTech degree, what the society is going to be benefiting with it? What is the end benefit? You have to always look at the end benefit. Unless he is employable, the end benefit is zero. If, let us say, I mean, of course, all of you have your own perspectives. I am speaking from industry perspective. You speak from college perspective. You have your own reasons to say that, sir, I am working like this. But you talk anybody, you ask anybody outside your academia, outside your AICT, UGC, they will only say, if the college's contribution has to be quantified for the society, they will simply say, denominator is the total number of students who are producing, numerator is basically number of students who are employable for the relevant sector. This is the metric. When this metric is at the bottom of any college, I am telling that college will flourish like anything. And I am telling all the college also gets benefit. It is not only faculty, students. Naturally, if college is doing good, jobs are high, whether the college management is not able to make more payment, higher payments for the college, profits are increasing, college infrastructure is increasing, college reputation is increasing. These are all indirect benefits to college in addition to faculty. So TPOs, HODs, decision makers, please understand, industry needs a valuable contribution initiative from your end. Okay, can you go to next? And this is a most interesting one. I mean, you guys may say, sir, you are trying to make it relatively oversimplified. What we discovered, we Unistring and GyanNidhi, with the help of AI agents, is whatever you are teaching to the students, whatever examination system that you are conducting to make them 90%, 70% and all, comparatively, our skill courses are much lesser complex. They don't strain the people. They don't create the tension in the people. This is what is a surprising fact. You might think, sir, industry course means this is more complicated. I am telling it is easy. For example, if you are making the students to do a control system theory course, when you compare with the control system theory course, utilizing the control system library in the MATLAB or NILabVIEW or control system IP core in Xilinx, control system Wizard in the MicroPIC microcontroller is much more easier. Okay, when you compare with the people to ask by heart that UJT relaxation oscillator, the negative resistance region and all, compared to that, using the relaxation oscillator, UJT oscillator, understanding the positive feedback systems and writing a small Excel sheet equation, understanding Texas Instrument application notes to build an oscillator out of that is much more easier than understanding whatever you are teaching to them. It means we start from the concept where you left. We train them on data sheets. We train them on the industry tools, and we make them to learn the things in much easier manner than this one. Now you might wonder, sir, you are oversimplifying. Maybe you want more colleges, maybe you want more students, maybe GyanNidhi want to do more business. That way boosting. It is not so. Dr. Vishnu, can you click on this hyperlink, GNI skill dictionary? You have to come out of that mode. Yeah. Now, all of you, I want you to browse this web page during your free time. This is not only a human research. It is a human research, people like me who has seen the industry in and out in different perspectives, and people like Vishnu who taught in engineering colleges and all, they sat. And the AI agents on top of that did hundreds and thousands of the JDs, and they created something called a skill dictionary. What is the skill dictionary? Can you just little scroll up the first title of this table? PCB designer. If somebody has to work as a PCB designer, even with 2 years of experience in industry, for example, if you see serial number 3, Identify the register value. I think this you are teaching to the students in theory also, they are practicing. Serial number 6, select capacitors for circuits. Now this is one skill. Now naturally what happens, you teach capacitor separate, dielectric separate, all separate, right? But how the skill course does it, they don't look at all theory. They're not interested inside what happens, this one. What they look at is in a particular circuit, and most of the, the bitter fact that some of you may wonder also, in industry also, 99% of the times it is a copy paste. Analog devices will have a reference design for a temperature control that you copy paste, you slightly modify. Texas Instruments would give you one reference design for a PLL, you copy paste, you slightly modify. So people need to know the capability of person to understand is, in the Texas Instrument there is one capacitor which is not available for India to import. It's an equivalent capacitor for the same value, same tolerance, same footprint. What I can identify, if you can do it, this project is over. One need not know C is equal to epsilon by D also. You might wonder, sir, without teaching how they design, but I am telling you, designing everybody doesn't do. Who designs a capacitor? Only the component designing company who is manufacturing usages. 99% of the people don't design the capacitor, they use the capacitor. Means reading the data sheet of capacitor, understanding the specifications in a circuit, what capacitor need to have is a key skill. That is what is there in serial number 6. So if you just scroll up now, that time is not there to go in detail. There are a lot of GyanNidhi foundation course links are there. You and your students may go it. Product developer. What is product developer? See, if UTS has built a radar, see, radar is not a PCB, right? There are so many PCBs, they have to work together as a product. So PCB is a building block. So taking multiple PCBs and building an end product is a product developer. And with my knowledge, there is no course, neither in NPTEL, nor in Stanford, nor in Udemy, nowhere. Even in ESSCA also, there is a direct attack courses are not there. That is what UTS and GyanNidhi has developed today. Can you go next? You understand the point. So this is what is, see, when most of the times when I ask academia, when I ask industry, they both, see from problem from their own problem. Something like, you might have heard this story, like elephant is there. If let us say, elephant, somebody is holding the leg, they are saying elephant will look like a pillar. Somebody has, holding the elephant, the trunk, and they're saying, no, the elephant will look like a flexible tube with a varying diameter. Same way, in the absence of this skill dictionary, in the absence of this, academia is saying that, sir, industry training, industry means only will experience it will come. But come on, tell me, where is the solution for industry? No person from Russia or United States, is going to come and work in India. Indians only have to work for the Indian, because Indians only, there are lakhs of people are, fresher job graduates are there, and they don't have jobs. So, and industry is not able to tell, you learn this, I will give you 4 lakh per annum. You learn this, I'll give you 8 lakh per annum. You learn this, I'll give you 12 lakh per annum. That is where the GyanNidhi AI agents are trying to do. The skill dictionary is exactly that. Okay, can you go next? This is for the integration engineer. So once designing is only one part. Now this slide is the most important. Can you go back? Can you go back? Now most of the times you might have heard, sir, there are no packages good in core. Sir, core gives only 3 lakh per annum. But whereas IT gives basically 4 lakh per annum. Sir, IT sometimes gives 6 lakh per annum also. I'll tell you that is because of this. In IT, anyhow, they know that you're not going to train anything in their engineering course. They only check IQ, they only check English, they will take. So naturally in IT, the money is coming from dollars, because all IT companies are doing services to the foreign companies. But whereas the product development companies, most of their immediate market is a local market. So when I create a product, before I exporting is a second story, once I go to a bigger company. But now first initially I have to sell it to the Indian customers only. So my money is coming in rupees. And another most important thing is, when I am doing interview with any fresh engineering graduates, when I see their skill, I always get a doubt whether he gets groomed up, whether really 4 lakh per annum is worth, chalo theek hai, 3 lakh per annum de dete hain, chalo theek hai, at least 2.5 lakh per annum de dete hain. Benefit of doubt. So the left side is benefit of doubt hiring, the right side is a trusted hiring. I am telling you, I am challenging to you. You guys ask me, sir, what JD if a fresher can demonstrate, even for freshers, we are ready to give 36 lakh per annum package. I can give you in writing to this. If these 10 skills are, one possess, we don't care IIT, NIT and all. Let me tell you, not only Unistring, all the Indian industry today with the government initiatives, lot of money lying in the banks, lot of money lying with the capital, investors, venture capitalists and all. Today, all Indian product development industry also having a lot of money. But the problem that is coming is they don't have a trusted hiring. That is only possible if these guys go one more step ahead than the concepts that you taught. Concept to application is what we are going to cover. Okay, can you go next slide, please? So this is what the proposed skill course. I already covered it. I already mentioned 100% free. I wish to skip this one. Yeah, next. So key problems that we need to address, that is concepts you taught. You taught about capacitor, you taught about resistor, but reading the data sheets of capacitor, understanding the reference designs which are there in Analog Devices website, Xilinx website, this skill unless you teach, there are no experienced. If there are no experienced, what will happen? Benefit of doubt hiring. That is the problem. Next. Yeah, this is what industry don't have. See, I'll tell you, we are a company, 200 crore turnover company, and my parent company is valued 16,000 crore company. And 200 crore is our turnover. Our valuation is 3,000 crore company, Unistring. We have a financial muscle to give salary for a HR department only, some 15 to 20 lakhs in the company only for HR departments. We have dedicated trainers, we have dedicated mentors, we have dedicated chat GPT kind of engine in the company, which is called, which is a local llama model. This much investment goes in training. And this local chat GPT, because we are a defense company, we can't connect to internet. We have a local chat GPT engine on the open llama model and all. This much money we put on the training. But imagine about the startup companies who are doing 10 to 20 crore turnover. Imagine about one enthusiast entrepreneur who is starting a startup and who want to do EV product. He has an idea, but he is not a good teacher. He can't create a corporate training. That is the biggest problem. Industry do not want to spend 1.5 years to groom a candidate. You train on industry skills and you challenge the industry why you are not paying 5 lakh per annum, 6 lakh per annum, at least as an entry package. We are doing it. Wherever we go, we compete with the software MNC salaries. Okay, go next. Okay, this is what is skill research. You just saw that whatever table you saw, right? This table is a cumulative effort. The table looks very simple, but this has come out of tens of hours of effort by people like me, hundreds of hours of AI agents working on thousands of job postings which are done in the last 2 years. Okay, that is a table outcome is that, and the table is a starting point. I think there is some slide which talks about core skill to subject skill and micro skill. I will explain. The table is only starting point. We go so deep. If somebody need to troubleshoot the RS-232 link, they should know hexadecimal to binary also. So if they don't know, they can't do it. And GyanNidhi developed AI agent which does interview of a person. Once he says I am ready, the AI agent would go step by step and find out where is good at, where is not good at. Because most of the times you have to understand, if a company comes to your college, that is one time opportunity. If let us say you give bitter experience, 10 people attend and nobody is qualified to this one, that company may not come next time. So this is where GyanNidhi has developed something called as an AI agent. The AI agent can do interview, and this also comes at free. The point that of course for limited number of trials, not all the time. Okay, so this AI agent will do interview going so deep, what skill they have, what skill they don't have. This is what is called skill research. Can you go next? So why skill research is urgent? I think I already thrown enough light on it. One side government policies. Government is pouring money, pouring thousands of crores. India Semiconductor mission, you take this. India AI skill mission, you take it. Wherever any research, any professor says, I will give 25 lakhs. Any industry startup idea comes, I'll give you 50 lakhs. I'll give you free incubation center in IIT Delhi. Yesterday one scheme was over. In IIT Delhi, they have actually thrown, even in a village, one boy writes one proposal. They are ready to give incubation center in IIT Delhi, where the ministry itself is bringing foreigners, the companies over there. This much rosy environment, this much beautiful environment we did not see in the last 75 years. If not now, we never get up. Okay, all our Indians will work as only body shopping employees. We go globally and we do whatever work that people are giving for the survival. Okay, that's why the skill research is urgent. So now the third bullet you can see, Unistring only seeing in defense point of view, but there are a lot of companies coming in EV. Mahindra has rolled out so many EVs. Naturally, Mahindra has to compete with Elon Musk, Tesla cars, right? Because who will give this edge? It is only R&D engineers will give edge. And R&D engineer, let me tell you, R&D engineers means they don't have to come from IIT, NIT only. Even from a normal engineering college, a passionate student can actually become an R&D engineer. Okay. So skill research is the most important thing, and all the faculty members, you must take an active involvement in skill research. Can you go next? Now this is one of the slide which I borrowed from academic staff college of one scientist who presented. We are actually importing like anything. The electronic imports, they shock you. Electronics and semiconductors, 53%. The 53% also mostly royalties. Lot of companies, they say they manufacture in India, right? But what happens is, even though you manufacture in India, the company who is having manufacturing plant, they don't have more than 5% profits, because their money will go in paying royalty to the foreign companies. Okay, you go next. So this is another slide. You can see that in 2012 to 2024, in 12 years, the processors and controllers have increased by 1487. This number is old. Post NVIDIA, post generative AI eruption, which it has erupted the industry like anything. Now you would see these disruptive technologies, that number might have gone to, it might have doubled also in the last 2 years. I don't keep very close eye on these numbers. They are well available in the Indian government websites. PCBs, you see, parts of the ICs, you see how it is increasing. We don't manufacture anything, right? Even the manufacturing industry here paying royalties to US and all, because we only know how to work somebody. We are not giving that initial time, whether profits come or not, whether immediate fruits come or not. 1 year I am going to do deep diving on this. That mindset is not there in the Indian industry. That's a problem. Go next. Let me tell you, UTS has become today 200 crore turnover company last financial year. But when I started leading post DRDO resigning in 2014, the turnover was 3 crore, 4 crore, 5 crore, 6 crore. I said nothing doing, whatever money, let it come. But we only work for the product, no services, and the company has to build global product, and the company has to compete globally, then only get the order. Now we ramped up, as I said, 2020 onwards, 30 crore, 50 crore, 150 crore, 200 crore. Now that's how the company is ramping up. So what happens? It happens in any individual career also. You want to learn, let us say, 2 weeks Python and go and become data manager. Another algorithm of AI agent will sweep out all data managers. Okay. So, but whereas you build one application for electric vehicles, you do one research, a professor and 4 students, you get an R&D job, and you become AI resilient job sector. So this is a royalty on technologies. These are some more numbers. Okay, some of these I have not heard also, but once PPT comes, you please go through sector wise. Extremely high imports, lot of money. This money is huge. All our engineers can buy what is it called, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom flats in high tech cities, and all can enjoy if we do our own products. Okay, go next. So this is what our interest is. From syllabus to employability, that is our focus. Okay, this is what is a funnel. Okay, this is where we want to work, but the starting point is digital course. We want to do a lot of programs, one after another, doing projects also. In fact, I have taken appointment from ministers and AACT and all. I want to tell them that you ask all colleges how many social problems that the ministries are putting on websites you are solving. Don't take projects randomly. You define your project. I think GyanNidhi is putting a portal. If it is up, Mr. Anil is going to share a newsletter to all of you. See, government is clearly telling, I want to go behind the village problems. I want to go behind this what is that called, waste management problem. I want to build Indian local language AI agents. I want to build basically tools for the Indian electronics company. Government is saying, I want to invest on the electronic component, only for the electronic component manufacturing. There are basically incentives they are awarding thousands of crores, and all those problem statements are there in website. And MeitY, Ministry of Electronics, they are telling that we have chip to startup program, and these are all projects are there. That link recently I shared in one of the webinar also. I want Dr. Vishnu or Anil to share that link also. So projects, you must take it from the social alignment. And my sincere request to all the faculty members, think it is a private conversation what I am doing. Don't ask your students that what extra you are doing new in this one. Don't tell them like there is already IEEE paper. Are you only implementing IEEE paper? There is no innovation on top of IEEE paper. What are you asking about? A person who is going out and finding difficult to get even entry level job in an industry, you want them to beat with an already IEEE published paper, do something new? Don't ask that. Rather you ask, It is not even a IEEE paper. It may be electronic for you diploma level problem which is published in electronic for you magazine. Are you 100% doing on your own? Are you manufacturing that PCB on your own? Are you writing the stepper motor driver on your own? Are you testing this product for the real load on the stepper motor on your own? Do you know how to verify and validate the stepper motor load once it comes? You ask these questions. See, today some people like me and other, if they have become very good in subject and they are able to build the products, we don't say that we are blessed with extremely high intelligence. We were fortunate to come from that era of the education. I did my diploma from Polytechnic College Warangal before I joined NIT Warangal BTech. I'll tell you my third year project. Those days computers were not available everywhere. So we typed on our own. We manufactured our PCB, not even designed. We have taken a solution in that after putting that film and the copper printing, we dipped into that. What is that called? Removing the copper wherever is not required. We manufactured with our hands. We did our project report on our own. And if you ask what are my diploma project, what is my BTech project, they're very, very silly, simple projects. If I submit to you, you will reject. No, there is no innovation in it. This is not eligible. So my sincere request is, you please ask what their application level involvement, what they're learning, instead of saying that you are cracking a problem. We don't need those many R&D engineers. We don't need those many scientists. We need more hands to build the products. Basic product design capability, basic application capability, basic instruments capability, that is a good thing for getting hiring. Okay, can you go next slide, please? I know I'm little running out of the time. I'll speed up. Okay, so what you should include in the teaching, so that is what in our course, the problem, all the things what I gave here will come through your assignments, what we are giving. Okay, next. The actual strength is in assignments because we make them to work exactly simulating the industry. Okay, so coming to GyanNidhi, so GyanNidhi does multiple. Okay, GyanNidhi does webinar. So Anil has shared a link probably that is about all GyanNidhi events where they have already done a POC, proof of concept, that you do skill course. Why semester course? They did basically 3 days course, and on spot they gave offer letters to 10 to 15 people. If 50 people attended the webinar, they gave on spot job offer letters also, because students are very smart. Only thing is, instead of asking them to by heart, you ask them to do, and on the tool you learn, they will be very fast in learning. So GyanNidhi does workshops, they do monthly skill sessions and do semester courses. Okay, please go to next slide. So this is what we are talking about, semester course. I have already covered this 2 courses. This is all intro of it. Please go to next slide. So this is the details of it. So we are talking about so how do you do it? So I think that's exact word, that elective course you call, credit based course you call. See, it is also possible if your management is inspired, your students are inspired, you readjust your schedule, give free time. You may not be giving on credit based, but college and students must give commitment. On the day one, you see 30 people, they have to be on the last day also. Please don't drop in the middle. If you drop in the middle, the MOU get terminated. Neither UTS nor GyanNidhi may not want to speak to your college in future. Okay, if you have that commitment, then only it is a correct thing. Even if they are not taking credit based course, it's a value based course. Okay, go further. So these are the different workshops. So we conduct the skill, 2 to 3 days events. We conduct the assessment, and immediately the AI agent does an interview. People who qualify out of AI agent, and individual HR does the interview. On spot, we give job offers. GyanNidhi did a lot of events. Please go through later. Okay, next. So this is the 3 important roles are there: industry people, college and the students, and AI agents. That is a model. The AI agents power you see when students are interacting with AI agents in terms of understanding the employability skills and assignments, outcome, etc., etc. Next. Okay, this already we have shown you. I think the next slide, the core skill, micro skill, and all that I have shown the skill dictionary, right? Can you go next slide? You see, this is a slide. This slide shows we start with one industry job responsibility. Let's say one UART, whatever that you taught RS-232 UART serial communication. That is not working. Troubleshooting. Let me tell you, the persons who learn troubleshooting skills, they will be always growing in the organization. So that's why in all our course modules, there is enough importance for the troubleshooting. So one responsibility will map to a core skill. Core skill is what people write in the JDs usually, job descriptions. or sometimes they write responsibility in the job description. So we derive the core skill goes to micro skill goes to nano skill. Rather than calling as nano skill, we can call as, that is where our skill dictionary ends basically. Now you see, people have to understand the ASCII to binary
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
binary to ASCII conversion. Otherwise, they cannot troubleshoot an industrial case study. So if that skill is missing also, he is not suitable for the industry. So this is how the content is created by the AI agents with the inputs given by subject experts. Can you go next? So this is about the GyanNidhi, AI agents research. All electronic industries go around these 80 roles only. Any electronic product company, they have a domain expert. Domain expert means you are making basically EV vehicle. EV vehicle has a domain, battery, control system, balancing, brake system. That is called domain. Let's say for example, we are making radar, unistring. Radar means RF signal goes, hits the target, comes back. You have to measure the delay, you have to measure the Doppler shift, that is called domain. Any company would have a domain. Next to PCB designer, because any company who is building electronic product has to make some PCBs. Either you make or you outsource. But even if you are outsourcing, you should know something. So PCB designer, integration engineer. So before integration engineer, the product designer comes on the top. Can you somebody put the mouse to help me out? The product designer is the one from the PCB taking the inputs of the domain expert, taking the PCB as a building blocks. The product designer designs the architecture of the product. Then the firmware developer is the one who writes the code, C code, Python code, VHDL code, Verilog code to build that the algorithm, real time algorithm which is doing signal processing, etc., etc. Then integration engineer is the one who is actually trying to integrate the product. You may wonder, sir, product designer, why he can't integrate? Naturally he can integrate, but the product designer is a high IQ level person. This will come into NSQF level 6. I think, I don't know whether before I joined, Mr. Varun Bhatia covered about NSQF level. NSQF has categorized into level 1 to, Dr. Vishnu, please correct me, level 1 to level 8, right?
It's a level 8.
Level 8. The product designer comes at a NSQF level 6. For the basic products, maybe some washing machine controller comes at NSQF level 5. But whereas integration engineer can come at NSQF level 4. The NSQF it talks about the complexity. Okay, NSQF level 7 is for somebody who can troubleshoot. The domain experts and all, they fall into NSQF 6 and 7. NSQF level 8, they are the architects. They know how to conceptualize the products. So that is how the NSQF level is there. So that's why in an industry, I cannot create all talented people, right? So a talented person talks about the architecture, slightly less talented person is trained how to integrate them, and during integration, how to test stage by stage and validate it is the correct product. Now, product manager is the one who does the techno managerial aspects of the product manager. Procurement specialist is the one who knows the supply chain, because no company can make all the components. If I am making a radar, I don't make zinc FPGA, I don't make register, I don't make FR4 or Rogers, material. Okay, so procurement specialist is a person who knows what to procure from where. Mechanical designer is the one who designs a mechanical system. Like if your phone is there, this enclosure design is mechanical, thermal management is required, all that is done by mechanical. So now this is what is a GyanNidhi skill research, and they have built beautifully around it. And to start our journey with the colleges, we have taken two. What we did, we took the product designer, PCB designer and integration engineer, all the key components, and we created one hardware course. We took firmware developer, we took the domain expert, some key components, and we created one course. The goal is, once active learners are there, they need not stop their learning. They can go to other courses like GyanNidhi course, Udemy course and all. They can deep dive and build. And I'm telling you, sitting in any engineering college, if your college is supporting, if they are attending all our sessions, they can beautifully land up anywhere between 6 lakhs to 12 lakh per annum package and enjoy their career. AI resilient career. AI resilient career is something what Indian engineers need today. If you train Indian engineers in call centers, they go, one AI algorithm which is coming as a Gemini service or Copilot service will wipe out 1 lakh people, they will be on roads. So AI resilient career is in the core sector. All these are AI resilient core, these sectors. Can you go next slide? So this is about, see, even though GyanNidhi website says on top of UTS free courses, I am saying UTS free courses are absolutely free, as I said. So on top of what UTS gives, GyanNidhi, even though says 3,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees, they give you 90% discount if you write a scholarship test stamp, become eligible or something, which is equivalent to going to a multiplex movie and seeing in a multiplex movie with a popcorn, two of your friends, your job is got. So only commitment from student what is needed to get a core job. Can you go next? So this is a partnership. So what we want to tell to the faculty member, if you are good at doing some research, write proposal to GyanNidhi. What GyanNidhi does, lot of small industries, they can't go to IIT, NIT and all, because IIT, NIT minimum talks 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs consultation fees. If you're ready to work, sir, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, I can get a proof of concept. Then R&D industry, because they don't have good manpower, they'll give you small research projects. So GyanNidhi has got industry partnership to go. Can you just browse, maybe once the presentation is over, during the question answers, please open different pages and show GyanNidhi partners and other industry partners. I believe they have more than 100 core electronics companies partners with them who want to hire, okay, with the GyanNidhi digital courses. Can you go next? So these are the similar things. So there are different features of it. Job pulse is something, I think this also will be demonstrated during this one. Across the India, if anybody puts any electronics job, the job pulse will show you for the person who registered the course, what you learned, what the JD wants, and what is your eligibility. This algorithm runs on the GyanNidhi server hourly basis. You publish one job portal, in Naukri, in next 2 to 3 minutes it will come in job pulse. A person who is actually learning with the GyanNidhi, they get a alert also that, do you want to appear, your skills are matching with the job portal. Okay, that is what job pulse. Hire AI is nothing but the AI agent. Remote labs, I mentioned about, once you have a laboratory in your hardware, you connect to internet, GyanNidhi will give a platform, anywhere you sit 24/7 they can practice. And skill based learning system is whatever the skill dictionary you saw. Can you go to next slide please? So these are the different things. Maybe you can show live demo during question answers. Probably. Can you go next? So I don't have time to run through this video. I think Anil wanted this one. I want to skip it. Give all those things, in the email, so they'll go through. We should actually open up the forum for question answers most. So these are the benefits: industry experts network, live industry problems, and your JD mapping. These are all benefits, of the skill courses.